So we've been getting a lot of questions about ringgit is weakened against the Sing dollar, ringgit is weakened against the USD, right? So I think very importantly, we have to understand that when it comes to Forex, we always look at ourselves, oh, ringgit, we are weaker, right? That can also be said that, oh, the USD strengthened against, right? So when you have to look at Forex, it has to be two-sided. So in a sense, right now, if you look at this, why has the USD strengthened against every other single currency in the world today? It's because they went from a zero rate interest policy to a 5.5% interest rate policy. So everyone is now buying US dollars, keeping into fixed deposit because they earn a yield of 5.25 to 5.5%, right? So really, not so much about ringgit weakening per se, but it is the USD strengthening against us, right? Same like the Sing dollar. Now, Prime Minister has come out and said, Prime Minister Anwar has said that, you know what, don't worry about it. Personally, I'm not worried. Why? Because I think there's a lot of fear mongering that said, oh, ringgit is going to go to $6 to USD $1 or something like that. I'm not saying that it won't happen, but we must differentiate between weakening in the short term and weakening forever. Yeah. So I'm going to give you very extreme cases like Zimbabwe, right, where its currency devalued against every other currency in the world. Why? Because it just kept printing money, right? Then it loses its value. Now, what's important that when it keeps printing money, something has to back it up, right? So at that point in time, Zimbabwe didn't have a very advanced economy. In fact, imported more than exported. So it's what we call in a deficit, right? If you look at Malaysia, Malaysia has never been in a deficit for the last 20 years. We export more than we actually import. So every year, there's a trade surplus. So which means our country reserves actually only keep going up, not coming down, right? So, if you look at it fundamentally, right, is this something that we're going down the route of Zimbabwe? I personally think that we're very far away from that. That's not even close, right? So in this instance, yes, the ringgit has weakened significantly against the US dollar, right? But we also have to recognize that the US dollar has increased interest rates. Never before in the last 100 years, this kind of steep increase interest, right? So subsequently, you're going to see a steep appreciation of the US dollar, right? Now, we now have to prepare for the reverse, right? When the US dollar normalizes interest rates back to 2%, you're likely going to see the reverse. And then you're going to say, oh, now the ringgit strengthened. But really, the ringgit didn't strengthen. It would be the USD weakening against the ringgit here. So very important, you must look at the macroeconomics of the country. We are absolutely not even close to being a failed state. People don't have food to eat, or we are starving, or we don't grow enough our own food. I think we're very far from that. In fact, look at our trade surplus numbers, which I'll show you on the screen shortly, and then you tell me what you think.